I know. First day back always hard. Going back live, it just won't happen just because. That's all, just because. But listen, I don't have a guest tonight. And guess what? That is okay. Because it's going to be you and I. We're going to have a conversation. We're going to have fun with it. We're going to talk about some things. And we're going to get to know each other a little bit better. So, let me bring y'all up to speed. I always used to start out with how was your weekend? What you do? So I'm gonna go back to last week, a couple days before Thanksgiving. Matter of fact, on last Tuesday. So last Tuesday morning, I had a car accident. Oh my goodness, I'm okay. Got a little seatbelt burn over here. Well, I'm fine. I had a car accident. I was going to Columbus and came over this blind hill and the vehicle had stopped and I was trying to avoid from running directly to the back, so I came into the opposite lane of traffic to avoid hitting. Um, if people are not familiar with Georgia, this is the southern part of Georgia I was in, and there's no four lanes highway in this particular area. I was on two lane traffic going east or west, and so there was no cars coming in the other lane, so I got over to try to avoid hitting in the back of that individual. But they got ready to turn, and I was turning my wheel, trying to again avoid hitting them, and I got hit on the side from that vehicle. So I had an accident, airbags came out, and OnStar did its job. OnStar came on, accident response team. I didn't have to call the police. They told me where I was. They sent the police and the ambulance. So they really did what they were supposed to do. No one got hurt at the scene by the grace of God. Everybody was safe. I know that is one of their place. That is a major accident site according to the sheriff. He said usually when they get calls to accidents in this area, someone is hurt very badly. For the life of me, I don't know why the vehicle in front of me stopped. Because if they was turning, there was no traffic coming in the opposite direction. Hence why I got over into that lane to avoid hitting them because there was no traffic coming. Nonetheless, I don't know. Of course, I got charged with following too closely, so I did get a ticket, but it's all good. We'll work that out later. But anyway, I just want to say about that. So I am good. I'm great. And Tuesday I tried to get rental cars. Of course, it was hard because Thanksgiving and I had to wait a day, but it was fine. It was worth the wait. I had to wait a day. I had to wait a full day. Couldn't get a rental car that Tuesday, so one was available Wednesday morning when they picked up the car, and I had a great Thanksgiving. Had a great Thanksgiving, y'all. We had a it was a small, nothing big. It was just really my immediate family, my mom, my brother, his family, his two kids, and myself. And my one of my other niece she did come over, and we ate, we talked, and my other cousin. She wanted to do a Christmas. I'm sorry, I keep saying a Christmas breakfast. I was trying to say Christmas breakfast, Thanksgiving breakfast. So that was something very new. I have never done Thanksgiving breakfast before, so that was something new. She wanted to do something to create memories, so that was great. We were able to create memories. The salmon croquette, the honey butter biscuits. Oh my goodness, eggs and grits, they were good. And my portion of Thanksgiving was the macaroni and cheese, the potato salad. I made my famous five-star pound cake. And I did something else. Oh, I did some dirty rice. So I have to say that macaroni and cheese, oh my goodness. Y'all, that macaroni and cheese was swinging. It came out good. It's so pretty. I was really proud of myself, my macaroni and cheese. think I should have added maybe a couple of more seasoning in there. Wasn't as seasoned as I wanted, but everybody still loved it. They ate it. They thought it was great. So I'm happy about that. Friday, I didn't do no shopping. I actually chilled around the house, helped my little brother do some things. Weekend went by, I rested, got caught up some sleep, and I've been traveling. And Monday, when I say traveling, I just went to Atlanta. That's all. Nothing big, nothing spectacular. Monday, I got a call from my lovely insurance company. My adjuster told me that my car has been totaled. I wasn't ready for that. So I kind of figured it was total anyway because the airbags did deploy. However, that don't always mean anything because depending on how much damage was actually done, they may try to fix it. But I do have high mileage on my car, so they probably said it wasn't worth it. So I had to purchase me another vehicle, which I did. I'm happy with my purchase. Um, it was time really for another vehicle, but I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I had a game plan set, but it's all good though. Sometimes that's part of life. It happens. What can he say? Just gotta roll with it. And that's exactly what I did. So I'm grateful I was able to be in a position to where I could go get another vehicle and be able to compete up with life and move forward and do what I gotta do. Make sure I can keep it. So that was my Thanksgiving week and coming into ending out my going into my Thanksgiving break. Just started this week off. Matter of fact, I got my new car today actually. So yay me. I like it. It's red. It's hot like me. I like it. So I'm excited about the purchase. Um Butler Toyota, they treated me very well. I appreciate them. I definitely recommend Steven. Um, Troy Stevens. He's very good. He walked me through. He kept me very informed. I told him what the situation was, what I was looking. He did everything right for me. So I appreciate him. So if you ever in Macon, look for Toyota, go check him out. Troy Stevenson at Butler Toyota. So Troy, I gave you a shout out. Life with Brandon. All right. So some of you all know yesterday was World's AIDS Day. AIDS Day. Um, a lot of people don't realize the seriousness of AIDS and HIV awareness. I did some research, and what made me think about it was I remember when AIDS first came out. Well, when AIDS and HIV, when really HIV didn't transform into AIDS. I remember a lot of people was dying left and right. They was like leaving here quickly, just like that. Sometimes some of this COVID kind of reminds me of the HIV, um, the COVID pandemic. Now kind of reminds me of when the HIVs first started to be on the rise and things started coming out. Like, oh wow, this kind of seems familiar. People was dying really quickly. Of course, we didn't quarantine the world, but um, it was a big fall in the African American community, and there was really no cure, no treat. Well, there's still no cure now, quote unquote. But it wasn't really treatable back then. Now it's treatable, and you don't have to pass away from HIV or AIDS. You can live a healthy life, go on, live for years, and be great. So I'm glad to know that medicine has advanced. But I want to share some facts about HIV and AIDS statistics. It said in sub-Saharan, Saharian, I don't see anybody say that word wrong, Africa, young women account for 25% of new HIV infections, compared to 12% for young men. View more statistics and learn about our work today. Um, I'm sorry, that was more so. View more statistics. That was for me to look down to reach the next part. But in Sub-Saharan, damn, Sub-Saharan Africa, that's on to it, sorry. Young women, that's y'all, young women account for 25 new HIV infections compared to 12% for young men. So, of course, in Africa, not in a clean environment, probably dirty needles, not sterilized, different blood, maybe. Sorry about that. Different blood maybe passed through operations, different procedures, but that is a large number. That's a very large number for women versus men. That's my thought on it. Not exactly sure if that is correct. That's just my thought on it. And they brought down an age group. Brought down an age group based off of the United States. And based off numbers, based off the people in the United States, they brought down an age group. And they said fewer than 200,000 US cases per year where they have done studies for HIV and AIDS. This is the age group it affects the most. Young adults between 19 and 40. They say it's common in that age. They say it's rare in 41 to 60s and senior 60 years and older. It's rare, of course, in babies, toddlers, and children. They said teenagers is rare, but I think it depends on where you are. I have came across a lot of teenagers that have been diagnosed with HIV at an early age because of promiscuous activities that they're doing, um, just to feel love, want to fit in, or whatever they're looking for. They're using it. They're getting it through sex to cover up whatever initial pain that they're going through, or use it as a tool of love because I'm having sex with him. He or she loves me. So those numbers are pretty scary. They're pretty that's pretty scary. I'm just like I'm still in a wow about it when I read it. Now, here's something else a lot of people don't know. How can I say it? People think just because you can take a pill now that it's all good to just be wild free. No. I'm gonna tell you why. Several reasons. The pill does not prevent you from getting any other sexual transmitted disease. It's just supposed to slow down or not cause you to get HIV if you had sex with an HIV positive person. And if they wasn't on their meds, because technically if they're on their meds, it's supposed to be so low to where it can read undetectable, and when it reads undetectable, it should not be able to be spread to the next party. However, people may not take their medicine correctly, may not take their medicine at all for various reasons because they don't want to deal with it, whatever the case may be, and they're out here just still trying to live their best life and endangering people's lives. Also, um, those side effects like Truvada, those medicines like Truvada, they can have great side effects. So you have to be careful when taking those and make sure your body can handle those and be ready for those side effects. Keep a close watch on your kidneys. That's been one of the major side effects of taking prep. It can affect people kidneys. So you might want to keep a close watch on that. And still always practice safe sex because nothing is 100% sure. And you gotta keep yourself safe. Definitely gotta do that. So HIV cases in AIDS interfere with the body's ability to fight infections. The virus can be transmitted through contact with infected blood, semen, or vaginal fluids. Now, might get a little rough right now, but of course, vaginal fluids, when you're having sex, when it's wet, it's great. So those fluids could potentially cause you to get HIV. Semen, a lot of people like to swallow. Exchange of bodily fluids that can cause HIV. Infected blood, of course, blood transfusion if that blood is positive, for HIV. You can get it that way. Dirty needles is something common that's usually more so for people out in the streets. That's usually shooting heroin, or something that I learned too. When I was in Texas, they used to have tattoo parties. I had never heard of a tattoo party until I went to Texas, and they're supposed to be using clean needles. Like each time someone get a tattoo, they're supposed to use a clean needle. And I think they wasn't changing the needle out, so some people got infected with HIV there because the needle wasn't being clean. They didn't change the clean needle out every time they worked on somebody else. So these are some things that you be careful going to tattoo parlors. You want to make sure everything is safe, sterilized. And I did learn that you can bring your own needle, if I'm not mistaken. You can show up with your own needle and they can use it for you. So you bring your own needle so that way this needle is sterile, it's fresh out the pack, they're using it. So I didn't get that bit of advice for people that really want to be careful and live in the fear of catching something because someone could have made a careless mistake or not being too careful and cautious. That's something to keep in mind and think about. What is AIDS? How many of y'all know what AIDS is? You know, AIDS and HIV has been talked about a lot in my life. I can remember in second grade when it came about, people would talk about HIV/AIDS, and it was always known as a gay disease. Well, I'm here to say it's not a gay disease. It's an anybody disease. Gay, straight, bi, whatever you are, you can come in contact with HIV. Because essentially, everybody, you think about people that you've been with. And if you go behind this person, if you typically have had a piece of everybody they've been with, because a piece of them is inside of that individual. Prime example. When a man goes to a woman, she receives him. But then also, when you look at it from a spiritual point, you receive his demons. You receive all of him. So sometimes those spirits and that transfer energy get caught onto you. And some of those spirits he don't pick up from other people that have jumped on him and he don't even realize what these spirits are or what these demons are because it's so much chaotic confusion. And now he's having sex with you, Jane, Paul, and Tyrone. So you got all these different energies and vibes going on, and nobody know why they crazy for no reason. That's the point. You just gotta sit back and look. Now, are we all perfect? No. Yeah, a lot of us have had one night stands. A lot of us done been a whole out in the streets. I'm not just saying. I'm not saying nobody haven't done it. But just be careful when you're out there be safe and be mindful because it is a transfer energy. It is a transfer emotion. And if anybody have had good sex, you know good sex can have you doing stuff that you wouldn't even think of on any other day. So just be careful, be mindful about that. But AIDS is the late stage of HIV infection that occurs when the body immune system, when the body's immune system is badly damaged because of the virus. In the United States, most people with HIV do not develop AIDS because taking HIV medicine every day as prescribed stops the progression of the disease. A person with HIV is considered to have progressed to AIDS when their number when the number of their CD4 cells fall below 200 cells per cubic milliliter of blood. In someone with a healthy immune system, their CD4 counts are between 500 and 1600 cells, or they develop one or more. And I can say opportune. They develop one or more infections regardless of their CD4 count. That word got messed up. Something that covered that word. I don't know. I want to say one or more opportunist infections, if that makes sense. They develop one or more infections regardless of their CD4 counts. So I have several friends that I talk to on a regular that's dealing with HIV. They live a great life, they live a perfect life. You would never think that HIV they take care of themselves. I've seen it done. You know, take your medicine. It's done already. Take your medicine, you can live it, you can survive it. I've also met people where they was on it first before medicine got to where it is. So I've heard the painful experiences that it makes them feel, and they having to fight it and battle it out, still go to work, still go to school, still do certain things. So my thing is be safe, stick it out. Medicine has definitely improved. Um, Medicine has improved. You know, get a little hot for the spell. We all have it, but just be careful. Sometimes just simply staying at home, taking a cold shower, let your kids float out the drain. It's safe and in it. And I understand sometimes we need a little one-on-one action, but I always want to be safe. Wrap it up. Be protective. Nobody is excluded from getting HIV. Not me, not you, not this person, not excluded. We all been protected and saved by the grace of God. So keep that in mind when you're out there. And if you are a person that has HIV, it is your duty to inform your sexual partner that you have tested positive for HIV and you are taking medications. Be respectable and give that person a choice to say, do I want to continue to engage with you now that I know this information? You know, allow them to make a conscious decision. Now, once that has been said, they move forward, then they go into the situation with the blinded. So if something was to happen, they can't necessarily blame you because you knew the risk that you was taking and you still chose to move forward. And a lot of times when we're in a situation, we don't want to look at our part of the problem. Now, yeah, there's some people that has gotten HIV/AIDS and was unaware. They said it was someone that was positive or whatever the case may be. I've heard it and seen it happen quite a few times. But if you can prove without a reasonable doubt that he knew or she knew they was HIV positive prior to, and you didn't know, it could be bad for that person, male or female. So you just gotta be mindful when you're out there being free ball and freestyle and living and seeing all this loose ass and loose dick swinging and hanging, because you know it may be contaminated or it may come with a price that you can't afford. So let's just be careful. Let's be safe and keep it safe and enjoy sex. That's what it was meant to be enjoyable, to be enjoyed. HIV is human immunodeficiency virus. That is what HIV is. Human immunodeficiency immunodeficiency virus. A virus that attacks cells that help the body fight infection. So if you live in Georgia, Georgia is definitely one of those states where it can be hot in the morning. I'm sorry, it can be cold in the morning. It can be hot in the afternoon, and when the sun goes back down, it is now back cold again. We're living in that time right now, where that temperature is happening. So it's easy to catch pneumonia, catch sickness, activate colds because you're in a constant battle of changing weather. You don't know how to dress properly. And if you're like me, I'm hot natured. So trying to have on a coat all day long when it was 44 degrees and 34 degrees when I left home. But now at school, it didn't warm up to 75 to 80. And around 5:30, 6 o'clock, it's getting that cold again. And so you don't know how to dress, you're in and out of the weather, and you're getting sick. Or you're at school. Oh God, school is the worst place. Oh, all these people snotty nose, cold, coming in, sneezing, just, and it's the worst. So you have to be mindful of that. So when your body gets those type of infections, dealing with HIV, it can't. It's harder for it to fight those things like that off, and potentially you could become a health hazard to the person that is positive or HIV because their immune system can't take what a normal, healthy person immune system can. So they have to be strong and careful about their whereabouts as well, versus the people that come around them has to be careful as well. Now, what has helped a lot of people are a lot of us are wearing masks. So a lot of times, we're doing more protecting than we realize, especially from the people that may need it. So keep that in mind. Human immunodeficiency virus. We want to get things like that taken care of ASAP. They have free testing where they can do your HIV test in a matter of 10 to 15 minutes. Like your finger, he put the blood on there, I call it like when you have to take your insulin, read your blood sugar on the card, you sit up there and read the number. That's what I took that as. It's the same thing as what I've seen them do before when giving them taking blood, got it, put it in the container, shake it up, come back, hey, it's negative or positive. So it's always good to know and you know where you stand. And also if you happen to get somebody, that's why before you get married, you take a blood test so they know you enter that union disease free. And if you caught anything she didn't know if she did, then guess what? You two gonna cross. And well, I didn't marry you with it, so you done did something. You done bought this to me, or whatever case of me. Somebody done went and picked it up and brought it out somewhere to the household. So just be careful, y'all. Please be careful. I can say that 1,000 times. Please, 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 please be careful out there. It's real, y'all. It is truly real. And I need y'all to be careful. All right, so I'm done with my HIV points. World for National World's Day, which was yesterday. Yeah, it's Christmas. I gotta buy my tree. I need to decorate. Who's gonna come and help me? I need some help. I like pretty stuff and nice stuff, but I quite don't always know how to pick it out and put it up right. I'm like, oh, that's pretty. But if I had to put it together, I'd be like, I don't know if I can do that. Maybe like, let me call somebody who got the skill set. I'm like, oh, that is pretty. Yes, that's what I wanted. I just couldn't formulate that picture sometimes for it to come together. So, I'm gonna get a tree house for this weekend. December's already rolling by. I have a Christmas breakfast scheduled. So can't invite people over when I Christmas tree up and all this stuff in place, and the days just passed me by. Like, oh my God, I cannot believe it. For Christmas, I don't know what we're doing yet. I don't know. Please don't ask me. I don't know. Of course, somebody's gonna cook. We know that we're gonna eat. But who's gonna cook it? Where we're gonna eat? But who's me? Anyway, um, yeah, I had a conversation with a friend last night. We got to kind of finish it up. Maybe y'all can drop a comment or two and tell me what you think about it. So me and my friend was talking, and he had a friend that was messing with a married man. And at first, she was unaware, but then she learned later on something happened, and she learned later on that he was married, and she still chose to mess with him. And my friend had an issue with that, saying, I just think that's wrong. You should go tell your wife, and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, well, what good is telling the wife what that's going to do? I said, because I guarantee you, the wife probably already know he been cheating. If it ain't you, it's somebody else. So why would you go tell that? Number one. Number two, you don't have a relationship with the wife. You have a relationship with her. Rather than you, it's a relationship. Y'all just got together, and had sex, and it was good, and it came back for some more. So that ain't even really a relationship. More friends with benefits, fuck buddies, somewhere in that category. But anyway, he was like, I just think you should tell the wife, and I was trying to explain, like, why? What would they do? What would they do by telling the wife? She knew. She already know what's going on. She know when she married that man was very attractive. She already knew he was gonna be in the NFL and what was gonna lead. Most men that are in the NFL, they are hoes. In the NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, all that. Any type of sports, celebrity, fame, music, because you got all this attention at you, all this ass coming at you. It's just all so much everything coming at you till it's almost like you don't even have to hunt for it. It's like here and people ready to do whatever to get what they want. So anyway, um when your person's married and they go out and cheat on their spouse, that person that's married who made the commitment before God, their family, the spouse's family, is the responsible party to have that conversation. Now, morally, if this person messed with a married man and knowing it, then morally you are wrong because you shouldn't be messing with a married man because they can come back on you, but you don't owe her, the spouse, no explanation. And again, a lot of times when people want to be helpful, sometimes it can get turned on you because a lot of times people can't stand the truth when it comes to them. So until he's ready to deal with such and such and such and such time, you can't force it. If anything, you might end up cutting yourself out of a deal because I'm sure he got a clause on you somewhere too. You're supposed to be quiet and remain unseen, unheard. It's supposed to be 1, 2, 3. So at the end of the day, people know what they're getting involved in. And I have found out in life, a lot of people now, in this age group, and I guess I can say this age group because I'm experiencing it, are not traditional. You know, it's not traditional. But when you sit down and you talk to some of grandmamas, granddaddies, shit, it had they had non traditional things. So it's kind of like what I'm trying to say is, grandma and granddaddy been cheating on each other, but granddad always made sure the house was taken care of. Granddad always made sure the kids taken care of. So granddaddy did his work at home to make sure the home was safe. Grandmama did what she had to do to make sure the home was safe and provided for as well. Both of them could have been out doing the same thing, but they had a united front when it's time to come together for the family. That's been going on for years. There's nothing new up under the sun. Now, of course, in today's time, women have more buying power. Since I have more buying power than men, so women are doing a lot more kind of running the situation. And some men don't like that, but can you really blame them because they've been treated bad by us men? They're running the show. They're making their own moves, their own money. So when you have someone that comes up and be like, you know what? I want to get with him. He with me. Okay, he married. That's on him. We in it because we together. He paying me X amount of dollars or whatever the agreement is. That's just what it is. So again, morally, I say it's wrong, but legally, they haven't broken the thing. Not her or the party that's not married, but the one that is married to the individual. Yeah, you committed adultery and all that good stuff. And I'm just like, as I would say to the time, I used to tell people, well, I can take your man. I said, baby, you can take him, and he was never mine. And that's how I feel. Because a person only go where they want to go. I don't give a damn. You can own the world. If that person want to be with somebody else, they gonna be with somebody else. You'll never be good enough. You were not trying to be good for them, and they're not even giving a fuck about you. So that's my whole point, my stance. So I would love to hear some feedback from you guys. See what y'all think about tonight's show. Talk about AIDS, Thanksgiving, car accident, Christmas. Oh my goodness. So I'd love to hear some feedback from you all. Tell me what's going on, what you think. Talk to me, talk to me. Until next time, y'all. I can't believe it's like really almost going to be a whole hour. Dang, I can't, I can't believe it. It's like, wow, I've really been reading my mouth. I did not read my mouth like that tonight. That was one of the things. That was the last conversation that was something we talked about. So let me know. Talk to me. Talk back. Let me know how it go. What you think about tonight's conversation. Fill me out. Let me know what's going on. All right, y'all. It's been fun. It's been nice. It's been real. I'm gonna talk to y'all later. You gonna have a good night. Enjoy your week. See you next Wednesday. Remember, live love. Damn. Remember to live, love, and laugh. I got the time song right there. Live, love, and laugh, honey. It makes a world of difference. I never feel better. Bye.